I'm Chantrice Parks, licensed marriage and family therapist, and one of the therapists at Couples Learn. Eye movement desensitization reprocessing, or EMDR, is a type of trauma recovery therapy that helps individuals to be able to have more neutral or adaptive beliefs about past traumatic experiences. When we experience a traumatic event, an individual responds from the rear brain. That reptilian brain that gives off that response of fight, flight, or freeze causes us to get stuck in that place. So anytime we have memories or experiences that trigger taking us back to that place where the trauma happened, we react in our body and in our mind in the exact same way that we did when the trauma was actually happening. This can be so disruptive in your life. What happens if you're at work or on a date and you're triggered and you go back to that place and you don't have the resources or the skills to self-soothe and to cope with those hard emotions that come up? You find yourself not living a full life, avoiding situations and circumstances that might take you back because you never know when it's going to happen. In EMDR, your therapist will provide you with resources, basically tools to help you self-soothe and to deal with hard feelings that may come up in the reprocessing segment of therapy. The skills to self-soothe happen before we ever get into the reprocessing phase. That way you have the ability to bring yourself down to a calm state anytime that you start to become emotionally reactive in response to those traumatic memories that may come up. When you're working with an EMDR trained therapist, we identify what are those memories that trigger you, what are those memories of trauma that are stuck with you or that you're stuck with. Once those memories are identified and an individual has adequate resources to be able to address any response or reactivity they have to those traumatic memories, reprocessing begins. A typical EMDR session in the reprocessing phase involves bilateral stimulation, which is stimulating left and right brain. That can happen holding buzzers in your hand that gently pulse and vibrate from left to right, alternating, or following therapist fingers or an object that they hold or a light bar as it moves from left to right. A therapist will work with an individual in reprocessing to bring their traumatic experience from the rear brain, reptilian, where we experience fight, flight, freeze, up to the front brain in that prefrontal cortex, where an individual can start to experience the ability to more adaptively process what they've been through. Once we identify what those memories are like pearls on a strand. You may have several memories along the strand of unloved or unworthy. When we reprocess one of those memories, we can knock all of those pearls off that strand, meaning that we don't have to find every single traumatic memory that you've ever been through to reprocess. We just find the most significant one and help you to experience relief from those limiting beliefs that stop you from being able to communicate in relationship or to show up fully in spaces where you have the right to take space. We give you the ability to live a full and productive life. You'll know EMDR is working when you're able to go back in your mind to those memories that used to cause such a big emotional response, and they no longer do. If you'd like to learn more about working with one of our EMDR trained therapists, book a free consultation at coupleslearn.com.